Greetings, everyone. I am Ken Micallef with Analog Planet, and to my left, to my right, in front of me is Julie Mullins, also of Analog Planet and Stereophile Magazine. And we're going to ask Julie a few high-end Munich-oriented analog questions. Julie, are you ready?
I guess.
She's ready. So I've been shooting turntables as well, but you're more down the trenches. Have you seen any particular trends among your turntables? What have you seen that you really liked?
Well, let's see. I definitely have seen very high-end turntables. I think Munich, in addition to being among the largest hi-fi shows in the world, is also right up there in terms of the most premium, artisan, exotic audio, we might say. And turntables in particular. I feel like the majority of the new turntables I've seen here, new introductions, have been from European makers primarily, but also very ultra high-end, the most extreme engineered to the nth degree. And a number of them have been using different magnetic systems for stability of rotation. They've been using those forces in complicated ways that engineers who understand these things very deeply explained to me that I would need to review to speak more about. But at a very general level, I would say that's, I don't know if I'd say a trend, but there have been at least 2 or 3 models.
Yeah, I've noticed those too. Yeah, definitely.
And I think design has been playing a key role as well, not just functional design, but aesthetic design as well. I think that's definitely important to a lot of these very high-end makers, especially, I don't want to say exclusively European, but primarily. So,
are there as many turntables as you thought there would be here?
At least as many. I think of Munich and Germany and this market and the broader Western European market, well, Eastern European for that matter as well, as being one of the stronger analog turntable and indeed tape decks. I feel that when I first came to Munich several years ago, I think this was the first place I saw tape decks and master tapes for sale, or consumer dubs of master tapes, official releases. And in fact, this morning I saw Boris Blank of Yellow, and he's known for his own work as well, made an appearance here promoting one of his master tape releases with Porch House. So that was kind of cool. Had just a moment there, and and some interesting speakers that I didn't get to find out more about. Again, focusing mainly on turntables for this show, and some tone-ons and cartridges in the mix.
There are a few, but I think if you haven't been here before, you just have no idea how overwhelming and insane it is.
It's a huge show. It is huge.
It is
one of the biggest. And I learned at the press conference that the show has broken 1,000 exhibitors. So they broke the 4-figure mark this year for brands represented. So, we figure multiple brands under one exhibitor. But,
right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And what else has been great? Well, and it's such an international show. I mean, it's just truly, I have to remember how 50 countries represented or something.
Yeah, they have the giant Chinese horn systems, and I saw Tedesca with the Japanese cartridges, and just every possible niche you can imagine.
It is, and I think that again, the design is so strong, the desire to have something be beautiful in addition to functional. And indeed, all the better if one can incorporate great design into a new product that serves its ultimate purpose. Another example I think of recently would be the Wilson Benesch turntable. That one
I missed that.
Is completely designed from the ground up to the extreme, and they worked with specialty engineers who design products in general and solve engineering problems across a range of industries. So they brought perhaps fresh perspective to those ideas and ideals they wanted to achieve. And that again is another one that the magnets come into play in some of the rotational stability. And and the tone arm has really been extremely designed also. With counterweights that look like kidneys. Like it's really interesting. I mean, that sounds grotesque, but it's actually a very, very cool, elegant, interesting design.
Interesting. I know that. I mean, it's shocking to go into to go into some of the static areas. And Project has a large area.
Yeah.
Rega does, Dual does, Acoustic Signature.
Oh,
they have
yeah.
these large, like showing like 20 turntables a piece. It's mind
Oh,
blowing.
or even more, right?
Yeah.
I think a number of these, there may be some, to be fair, that don't get released in every market to the extreme. So it's maybe a little more blingy things you see here too.
Right.
And that's fun to see. Thinking also in the halls, those companies are well represented, and record cleaning machines. Seeing more of those, like smaller models.
I saw a little one called the Zendi or something,
color
with
and full of
literally
fun.
not much bigger than a camera.
Yeah.
A 35 millimeter camera made by
Okay.
the same people who do Nessa.
Oh yeah, I think that's the same one.
Yeah,
I was
it
thinking,
was called the
6
Zendi or
8
something.
colors. Yes.
Yeah, really
Yeah, it was
cool.
very charming, and it was a small footprint. Which I
Right.
think is good for
Yeah. I mean, it was like $600, I think.
Yeah, I mean, not cheap, but I mean, you figure something that's made in Germany, is likely to be.
Yeah, and
maybe
it's
hold
well
up
made,
better.
and they have a detachable brush. So when you dry it, you take off the brush.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, good stuff. And some accessories. I mean, wonderful brushes and exotic materials. I saw at least 2 turntables with plinths made of slate. So you could get a JR Transrotor, for example, their new Bellini model. That one is coming now, and you can get a slate that's and of course they'd have different sonic characteristics as well, but slight differences. But they could be smooth and sanded, that kind of surface, or maintain the natural texture. If you want that real, stony look.
Yeah, there were just so many. Like I saw Luophonic. His tables have never, like a small guy,
Okay, yeah.
there with his daughter, but you can see everything to like the massive, crazy bling tables. It's really,
just
it's really
huge and
too much, and you have to come here and drink a lot of beer and just take it easy,
I know, yeah.
which is what we're doing. You'll see
Beer,
the Germans with their beer. Well, thanks, Julie.
American too.